And we also have the last preseason games for teams like Tottenham, Manchester United, and Chelsea. Chelsea is going to play. Is it Como? Who is Chelsea playing? I know United is going to play against AC Milan. Yeah, Man United is going to play AC Milan today. That's 3:45 p.m. And for me on my own location, it's going to be 10:45. Then we have Chelsea against Real Sociedad. Yes, Chelsea is playing Real Sociedad today. And we also have tomorrow the what's it called? The Community Shield between Arsenal versus Man City, winners of the Premier League and the FA Cup. And later on today, we have La Liga games. Deportivo Alaves against Getafe. Sevilla against Rayo Vallecano. Racing Santander against Villarreal. So I'll try my best to see if I can do the first La Liga game of the season. But the one I'm pretty sure about is the Man United and Chelsea games. I'll be doing live watch along for those games, 100%. Yeah, but for the Deportivo Alaves and Getafe, I think I might do a watch along for that game because it's 6:30 p.m. UK time. Jasim, the first person in the chat, welcome to the channel. Welcome back, Jasim. Mariam says, hi, Noble First. Yeah, Jasim was the first person I saw his message. Welcome back, Mariam. AM Edit says, what's up, little bro? This boy, you're very funny. Jasim says, I can't wait. Yeah, we have two big games today. Chelsea against Real Sociedad, Man United against Ruben Amorim, the former head coach of the club. So it's gonna be a very, very fierce and a tough game because Amorim will want to have a lot to prove. And there are certain Man United players that want to, prove some points to Ruben Amorim. The likes of Marcus Rashford, who I think is definitely going to play the game, even though he won't start, but he will play at least 30, 35 minutes in that game. Kobe Mino will also have a lot to prove. So these guys will definitely want to give their all in that game. And it's going to be the final game of the season. I think with this game, we can see the possible lineup for Man United's first game in the league next week, Saturday, I think, yes. So it's going to be a very tight game. Chelsea as well, we might see a blueprint of what the first league game is going to be for Chelsea in terms of the lineup. AM Edit says, Arsenal vs Man City, Haaland will be 3-0 to Haaland hat-trick, and Haaland's song gonna be after the game. Haaland. Haaland last month in July, I think in June and July, he was in the comment section of many people on Instagram. A lot of people. Mariam says second. All right, Mariam, it's all good. Welcome back. How is the weather in Sohag today? AM Edit says, Nobu, will you watch Islam Makhachev fight? Is it UFC? I can't remember the last time I watched UFC. I would say it was Israel. I think it's Israel Adesanya, the Nigerian UFC guy. When he was reigning very well, I think that was a couple of years ago. Would I say 4-5 years ago? I think that was about 4-5 years ago. That was a period I watched a couple of UFC matches, but I'm not the biggest fan when it comes to UFC. I prefer boxing. Yeah, I prefer watching boxing. People like Anthony Joshua, Usyk. I think it's Usyk, the guy that beat Anthony Joshua and Gypsy, the Gypsy man. What was that Gypsy man? Usyk, the Ukrainian boxer, beat the two of them. So Usyk for me is the best boxer in the game right now. So I don't know if the Islam Makhachev fight you're talking about is a UFC game. I don't really know. Falal, welcome back. Guys, let's get the likes up. I'm not going to be on a live stream for too long. Probably just about an hour. Yeah, so we'll make do with the the time we have. I'm still gonna come back later for the live watch along. Chelsea playing at 3 p.m. Man United is playing at 3:45 p.m. So no, Chelsea is not. Yeah, Chelsea is 2 p.m. Sorry, I made a mistake with the Chelsea one. Chelsea is 2 p.m. while Man United is 3:45 p.m. All right, have you hit the like button, guys? Let me know. Let's get on with it. Like I said, guys, in this coming season, I will try my best to be available for most part of the watch alongs. I know it's going to be very stressful, but yeah, and sometimes I really might not be able to do all the watch alongs together, right? But I will definitely try my best. I definitely will try my best. Fala says, who will come to Real Madrid? I think Madrid is done with signings for now, bro. I think they are done because there is no more signing needed at Real Madrid right now. So the only person Madrid would have gone for was Rodri. And Rodri has already made it clear to Madrid that he has chosen to go to FC Barcelona. So there is no point in pushing for a player that doesn't want to come. So the best thing is to let that player be. Let him move on to wherever he wants to go to. So I wanted Rodri at Madrid, but yeah, since he has opted to go to Barcelona, we wish him well. He should carry on with that. Mariam says, hell, the weather is hell. Ooh, that's bad. Sorry about that. The weather recently has been very, very hot. Very, very hot. Oh my God, what's wrong? What's wrong with the poll I put up on the screen? Jasim says, I might go Falal, Real Madrid. Real Madrid is not starting the league today, same as Barcelona, right? They are not starting the league today. It's other teams like Racing Santander. You have teams like what's it called? Rayo Vallecano against Sevilla. You have Villarreal against Racing Santander and Deportivo Alaves against Getafe. I'll try. I'm not sure yet, but I'll try to see if I will watch the first game of La Liga, which is Deportivo Alaves against Getafe. I'll try my best to see that I watch that game. Yeah, it's going to be the first La Liga game. Barcelona, Real Madrid will be playing their games next week. So that's when I'll be fully focused on watching La Liga games. For those who have not checked out the video I posted, I made a video about my predictions for the La Liga season. So go check it out and let me know what you think about the predictions for La Liga that I made. I made a top 3 prediction in La Liga. So guys, go check out the video I posted yesterday. And also there's a video that came out today. So once you go through the video, you let me know what your thoughts are about them. AM Edit says, yes, it is UFC fight. Islam Makhachev, he's a brother of Khabib. He will send Ian Gary 2-3 years, Dagestan, and forget. Okay. Like I said, I'm not really the biggest fan of UFC at the moment. Yeah, I'm not really the biggest fan, but when I think it's Israel Adesanya or Isaac Adesanya was the champion of UFC, I used to watch a couple of their games. Not follow it back to back, but there are a couple of matches I used to watch. But right now, I know Khabib. Yes, I know Khabib. There are a couple of names I know in the UFC, but I don't really follow the sport. Jasim says, I go Real Madrid game. All right, Jasim. Mariam says, the daily routine to cope with the weather is to shower every 2 minutes. Stay indoors with the air conditioning. Drink ice cold water. And eat ice cream. And then catch the flu that keeps you in bed for a week. The end of today's story. Yeah, when the weather is too hot, it makes everything so uncomfortable for you. As she says, Kukureya or Gabadiol, I have to go with Kukureya. Kukureya is a left back. Yes, I know Josko Gabadiol can play as a left back and also as a center back. He started off as a center back before Pep signed him, but Pep Guardiola used him 80% of the time as a left back because they had issues with the left back position, so he had to convert one of his center backs. He used to play Ake as a left back and later went on with Josko Gabadiol as his left back. And Gabadiol has an eye for goal. I think there was a season, correct me if I'm wrong, that should be about, would I say 3 seasons ago or 2 seasons ago, Josko Gabadiol was the highest scoring defender in the Premier League. 2 or 3 seasons ago. Someone probably should correct me in the chat. And if you check the last 3-4 years, that boy has got a lot of goals. A lot. He's got a lot of goals. Jasim says, Arsenal isn't going to win UCL, but will win it in dream. I don't see Arsenal winning the UCL, sincerely. I really don't. But for the Premier League, I already made a video, and that video is going to be out. The video is going to be out, I think, tomorrow. Yeah, so when that video comes out, that's where I gave my prediction for who to win the Premier League, my top 4 prediction, and the 3 teams to get relegated. So the video is already scheduled to be out tomorrow. So you guys would check out what my prediction for the new season is. And I said something a couple of weeks ago and a few days ago, and I'll still reiterate it now. We are going to have a game on the channel. It's going to be a prediction challenge, right? It's going to be a challenge on the channel. And that challenge is going to be in 2 phases. The first phase of the prediction is going to be from the 21st of August till the 31st of December 2026. We are going to do a challenge of who will get the top 4 prediction correctly. The first, second, third, and fourth team to finish 31st of December, exactly in that chronological order. If you get it correctly, the first person that gets it correctly is going to get $50 from the channel. Then if you also do it on Instagram, the first person to comment on that video I'll make about it, the first person to comment on it is going to get $50. Then on TikTok as well, if I post the video on, but you must be following me in each of these platforms before you are eligible to participate in the challenge, right? So if one person wins it in all the 3 platforms, then that person is getting $150. If you win it in one of the platforms, 50. If you win it on 2 platforms, that's $100. So we are going to do that in 2 phases, like I said. Then the second phase is going to be between January the 1st to the last game of the season, which is in May. That should be around 3rd week of May, March week 38. So whoever gets it correctly from January the 1st to the last game of the season, the top 4 again, then you also get another $50. So that's the challenge I want us to do. It's going to be in 2 phases, like I said, on the channel. So if you know you have an A game in prediction, you bring it on. I'll make that video in this new week we are entering. That's after my own prediction is out. Then you guys can actually see what my prediction for the new Premier League season is. Then everybody will, bring out their own predictions for the new season. Let's see how that's going to be. Let's see who will win it. Is it Nobu that will win or someone in the chat that will win that challenge? As she says, is it valid to compare Florian Wirtz and Foden? Of course, it's valid to compare the 2 players because they play similar positions behind the striker. Yeah, I know Foden can play as a right winger. He can play as a 10. He can play as an 8. Same with Florian Wirtz. Wirtz can play on the left. He can play as a 10. Maybe he can also play as an 8. So both players play similar position. It's the same position, by the way, not even similar. Mariam says, AM Edit, how did you read my comment about the yes or no? Jasim says, guess random African country. Anas Majubi says, I'm a Liverpool fan. Yeah, Anas Majubi, my Moroccan brother. Welcome back, man. Son the Goat says, are you watching Romero sign? Yeah, that's the thumbnail we have this morning. Cristian Romero has signed for Atlético Madrid. That is one club I think, in my opinion, really, really fits him because of the style of play. Romero's style of play is crazy. He's too rough. He's too reckless. Most times I don't even know if he thinks before he goes into a challenge. Seriously, because the type of tackles that boy goes into is absurd. As she says, Nico O'Reilly or Bradley? I like Conor Bradley, but I have to go with Nico O'Reilly. Nico O'Reilly was fantastic last season for Man City. He was really, really good. And funny enough, he's not a left back. He's a midfielder who was converted to left back position by Pep Guardiola, but he's still doing the job proper. So I really like what's his name? I really like Nico O'Reilly very well. The Blue Baron says hello. The Blue Baron, welcome back, man. Nice to have you back. Tupa Pichulo says Manchester is blue. Nah, bro, Manchester is always red, man. Manchester is always red, brother. It's always red. Mariam says, where did the yes or no sign go? Okay, now I had to, I think the network was disturbing, so I had to take it off. I will have to redo it again. Yeah, I will have to redo that again. I'll have to redo it again. Because the network, I don't know what was wrong with the network. I'll have to redo it. Let's see. Ochebo. I'm a science student. Ochebo. As she says, Joao Pedro or Gyökeres? I have to go with Joao Pedro. Yeah. Gyökeres, what he did before he came back to the Premier League, I would have gone with him, but coming to the Prem, Joao Pedro has been more impressive, and Gyökeres played in a more organized, more stable team. Yet, Joao Pedro had more impact in his team than Gyökeres had in his own Arsenal team. So, of course, I will pick Joao Pedro over Victor Gyökeres. Joao Pedro can hold on to the ball, do something with it, but Gyökeres, I think he needs a lot of improvement. Seriously. Jasim says Pedro. Yeah, I'm also going with Joao Pedro, 100%. Wayne says hi. Wayne, I guess you've been on the channel before, because that name does ring a bell. Welcome to the channel, Wayne. Mayam says, Noble, move the yes or no board a little further away because it's covering your face. Yeah, that was why I had to take it off the other time, because I was trying to adjust it, but all to no avail. I don't know what the problem is. I really don't. I think I would just have to take it off entirely, because I'm trying to take it out, but it's not. I think I have to delete. I might have to delete it, because it's covering my face. Okay, I think it's better now. Yeah, it's back again. I don't know. I think I might have to take this off. I might have to take it off. As she says, I really want Solanke to be our version of Pedro. One problem Dominic Solanke has had at Tottenham Hotspur is the injuries. And injuries are one thing about football that derails a lot of players in their careers. A lot of players have been hampered in terms of their progress in football or the levels and heights they ought to have hit or achieved. They couldn't, honestly. Wayne says, how is it, Noble? Hope all is well. Yes, I have. Love your channel. Thank you very much, Wayne. Yeah, because I know that name. I think I know I've seen that name on my channel before. It's nice to have you back, Wayne. Mariam says I voted no. All right. Yo, guys, let's get the likes up. Let's get it up. Wayne says, what's your prediction for our first game? Man United would be playing. Is it Hull City? I would go for a win for Man United. Yeah, I'll be looking at a 3-1 win for Man United. It's either a 2-0 win or a 3-1 win for Man United. Yeah, that's my prediction for that game. Even though I will still give my match preview. I that's why I said this period is going to be very, very hot. I'll be doing lots of back-to-back content because the season is starting in the next couple of days. Barely, not even up to a week, because Arsenal is playing their first league game on Friday against Coventry City. That's Frank Lampard's team. So I'll be doing back-to-back content. I'll be doing my previews, different previews for both Arsenal games, Man United games, Liverpool or Chelsea. It depends. So I'll try my best to be giving probably daily content in terms of videos. Sometimes it might be 2 days content in terms of videos. Yeah, but I'll try my best to try and meet up with lots of demands on the channel. So I hope you guys watch the videos. Give me your thoughts on each of the videos I post on the channel. That will go a long way to push the videos. Mariam says, welcome back, Picasso. What is the meaning of Mars? Kahoot Hoot says, I walk around like everything is fine, but deep down inside my shoe, my socks is sliding off. Are you a comedian? Kahoot Hoot. Are you a comedian, bro? Picasso says, Noble, my brother Mars. Yeah, Picasso, the Uplander. Nice to have you back, man. Picasso. Which part of the UK are you? Are you in London or you are in Newcastle or Manchester? Which part of London are you? Which part of the UK are you in? Anas Majubi says PSV under 19 versus Arsenal. When is the game? This talent from Ayas, is it Goss? Is it Got or Got? I watched a few clips of that boy, and honestly, I don't know why many big teams in the Premier League didn't go for him. PSG are very much close to concluding a deal for that player, and they want to use him to replace the outgoing Bradley Barcola. I don't know why Premier League teams sleep on these types of players. They will just relax, allow other teams to get those gems. When the player gets expensive, Premier League clubs will be looking at going to sign them. But pinpointing a talent, I don't know what's wrong with Premier League clubs in terms of scouting and getting new players. That boy is very skillful. Left, right. I watched it. I know you can't judge players right now based off clip you watch, but that boy, from what I watched, that boy is a sensation. Honestly, I'm not going to lie. Ashish says, Jasim carries chat like BG Army. Picasso says, my hometown are called the Poppies. First one to find out gets a thumb up. I just told you, Maz, it's your nickname. You mean Maz is Mariam's nickname? Jasim says, yes, she doesn't know. Anas Majubi says, today 8 p.m. Okay, PSV Arsenal 8 p.m. today. Um, 8 p.m. Is it 8 p.m. Moroccan time or 8 p.m. UK time? I don't think I'll be able to watch that game because there are two games I'm 100% sure I'm doing a live watch along for. One is Chelsea playing against Real Sociedad today, 2 p.m. Secondly, Manchester United playing against AC Milan. Both teams playing their last preseason games. Then I will try my possible best to do the Deportivo Alaves game against Getafe. That's the first La Liga game of the season. So I will try my best to be available for the three games. Yeah, La Liga is starting today. But like I said, the likes of Real Madrid and Barcelona will start their game next week. So that's when I'll be fully locked in La Liga games. But for today, I'll just do the first game of La Liga, which is Deportivo Alaves against Getafe. Sunday Goat says, are you watching Romero sign? Romero has already signed for Atlético Madrid. It's been official. He put out a post addressing Tottenham Hotspur fans. There are a lot of Tottenham fans that needed him gone. A lot of fans. And at some point, Romero was linked to Arsenal. Right? Romero was linked to Arsenal, but I saw a Tottenham fan, Abby, of DR Sports. She was fuming. She said she doesn't want Romero to go to Arsenal. He can go elsewhere, no problem, even abroad or any other team in England, but not Arsenal because of the North London rivalry. And I understand that perfectly. Picasso says, yeah, Jasim, your jazz, us English always give nickname. It's what we do. Yeah, I noticed that about the English. Because when you, for example, Wayne Rooney scores Waza. Rashford is Rashi. I think Kobe Mino is, I think it's Cobbs. I think Kobe Mino is Cobbs. Giggs is Giggsy. I can't remember what Paul Scholes' nickname is. Yeah, that is one thing English people are very, very good at. Nicknames. They love nicknames. Yeah, that's very true. As she says, despite being Spurs fan, I think Arsenal are winning Community Shield. Arsenal haven't done well in preseason, right? But I still think against Man City, Pep is no longer there. Pep is no longer there at City, so I will go for an Arsenal win against Man City tomorrow in that Community Shield. I think Arsenal will win Man City. They have to look for a revenge. They have to. They have to look for the revenge. But the thing is, they don't need to approach the game as though it's a revenge. They just need to approach it as a football match that they need to win the Community Shield. And Arteta likes those Community Shield a lot. He likes it. I remember when he played, I think Arteta has won the Community Shield, is it once or twice? I think he's won it once or twice. Yeah, I think Arteta has won the Community Shield twice. Either once or twice. Picasso says, C. Noble knows the score. Jasim Edit says, Nob should be like that. You mean Nob? Mayam says, Noble's nickname is Noz. You guys want to give me a nickname on top of my nickname. Anyways, Mariam went with Noz. Jasim went with Nob. Then Picasso went with Nobby. Ah, God. It's funny though. It's funny. As she says, Noni Madueke, Pedro Neto are similar to me in terms of directness and less output. Honestly, both players, I don't fancy their style of play. Noni Madueke is my brother, but I don't fancy his style of play. Then Pedro Neto, his style of play, those two players, I don't fancy their style, really. And their outputs are very, very poor. Mariam says, catering park. What is a catering? What's the meaning of the catering you typed there, Mariam? And it wasn't translated. Picasso says, Maz, got it. Well done, mate. AMD says, after Kane and Son left, Spurs downfall. Yeah, Spurs are going to do well. You see, under this current manager, the Italian, Roberto Di Zerbi, he's going to do well at Spurs, honestly. AMD says, David, I might call you Davisi or Davido. Picasso says, yes, I'm Englishman. Abdullah Sagir says, hi, bro. Yeah, my Turkish brother. Nice to have you back, man. I hope you're good. Galatasaray played 2-2 draw yesterday. I was very disappointed with that draw for Gala because they were supposed to win. That, is it Kuma? Kuma was the team Galatasaray played against. And they couldn't win that game against a newly promoted team. That was very, very embarrassing. They were losing 2-0 and came from behind. Victor Osimhen scored the 2 goals. Abdullah Sagir, which Turkish team do you support? Is it Gala or Fenerbahce? Mariam says, Kettering is a town in England, Noz. So you guys have started calling me Noz. You are giving me a nickname on top of my nickname. You guys are very funny. Honestly, I've never heard of Kettering before. It's the first time I'm hearing Kettering. I know a lot of cities and towns in England. And sincerely, it's the first time I'm hearing about Kettering. Seriously, it's the first time. Picasso says, Kettering Town FC, we had Gaza as manager. He lasted 34 days. LOL. Gaza. Waza is Wayne Rooney. Then Gaza. Who is Gaza? I'm trying to remember who Gaza is. Ashi says, bro, why not to swap Maguire with Konate, bro? Nah, bro. I don't need Konate anywhere close to Man United. Even Madrid he went to. I am not happy about that deal, and I've made it known severally. I don't like Ibrahima Konate's game at all. Konate and Upamecano, these two defenders are calamities. But I just hope, I hope that Konate is not going to fumble at Real Madrid. Honestly, I really do hope he doesn't fumble there because Konate for me, nah. I don't need him, man. Anywhere close to Man United, no way. Nothing says Turkish club find only under their stadium. Is it oil you wanted to write? Nothing. Welcome back, man. Mariam says, Nose or nose David Noble. Honestly, I don't know where this nickname is coming off from. Whether it's Nose or Nob or Nobby or Nozy. Okay, Nobby according to Picasso. You guys are trying to give me a British nickname. I know most people do think that I'm in the UK. I don't know why a lot of people, when they come on my channel, they think I live in the UK. And even for people that have been on my channel for months, many still think that I live in the UK, but I don't. I've never been to the UK. Hopefully, let's see how next year is going to be. Maybe before the season ends, I might be in Old Trafford, hopefully, God willing. But let's see how it goes. Picasso says, Paul Gascoigne, I didn't spell his name I didn't spell his second name right, but you should understand. Okay. Nothing says Turkish club spending millions a season to get smack in big competition. It's only Galatasaray that even try to some extent to compete, but the rest are really not doing justice. But I think this season teams like Fenerbahce are going to do well. Sincerely, Fenerbahce signed Lukaku. Is it Lukaku? Or is it Besiktas that signed Lukaku? Fenerbahce signed Mason Greenwood. So I think Fenerbahce might give Galatasaray a run for their money in the Turkish league this season. Picasso says Ashi in the 70s, Leeds was the best team in the country. Yeah, Leeds is a big club in England. That's why Man United and Leeds rivalry is very, very fierce and intense. It's very, very intense. Osebo. I'm a science student. Guys, let's get the likes up. Let's get it up. Ahmed says Nobliano Devsi. Nothing says Galatasaray gets favored by a ref. Mourinho was complaining about that when he was coaching, when he was a coach of, was it Fenerbahce? Yeah, I think, yeah, it was Fenerbahce. Yeah, Mourinho was the coach of Fenerbahce before he left. Picasso says Nobliano Maz, that's brilliant. Mariam says Lukaku the truck. Nothing says Lukaku was one of the best strikers in his prime. Yes, Lukaku was a very, very top player in his time, and yeah, he just couldn't hit the level most people were thinking he was going to reach. He now became an average striker, but for Belgium, he turns into a different monster. Yeah, Lukaku in Belgium shirts is always a goal poacher, a goal machine. He's the highest goal scorer in Belgium's history. No one comes close. Picasso says the Roses rivalry it's called. I think it's a location thing why it's called that, but not 100% sure. Okay, you mean Man United and Leeds? I don't know the name of the rivalry, but I know Man United Leeds, the rivalry has always been there for a very long time. And, you know, it took Leeds, I think it took Leeds almost 20 years, 18 to 20 years for them to come back to top flight, Premier League. Yeah, I think in the 80s and 70s, Leeds were really, really a tough side. And they played the final. I think they played the final. I've forgotten the team they played the final with in the 70s. They played one European finals in the 70s. So Leeds in the 70s and 80s, they were very good, but in the early 2000s, they began to drop. Rio Ferdinand was signed from Leeds United, right? He was signed from Leeds, and Leeds were balling then. Not really the top, but they were doing very well at that point. As she says, is Saliba better than Ferdinand? What are you saying? Saliba and Ferdinand. Come on, bro. Saliba is nowhere near close to Rio Ferdinand. He's nowhere near. Even Gabriel, he is nowhere near Ferdinand. Nah, come on, man. There are certain conversations that when you look at them, you'll be like, what? What is this person saying? So, no way, bro. Saliba is not even anywhere close to Rio Ferdinand. No. I don't know if you're talking about Rio Ferdinand's younger brother that was also a defender. But if it's Rio Ferdinand you're talking about, Saliba is nowhere near Rio Ferdinand. Nothing says Saliba will pass Ferdinand for sure. Will pass. He has not even gotten close to Ferdinand's level. We are talking about passing. He needs to come close to the level before you talk about passing. Edit says, if Noble scores a penalty, we'll call him Penoble. You guys are trying effortlessly to give me nicknames today. I've heard Nob, I've heard Nobby, I've heard Noz, different names. I've heard Nobliano, Noblinho. Jasim says Pesnobu. Picasso says Leeds won the last division one before it became the Premiership. Yeah, that was in 1990, right? Now I know Leeds used to be a very, very top club in England. A very, very top club. Mariam says, hey Nobu, today is my 46th birthday. Alright, Mariam, happy 50th birthday. Nothing says Saliba is the best centre-back in the world, so also he can pass Ferdinand. Bro, Saliba is not the best centre-back in the world, so you should relax. Nothing, bro. Come on. Saliba is not the best centre-back in the world right now, so just chill out, man. Gabriel Mogales is better than Saliba in this just concluded season, and for like 2 seasons now. Marquinhos, for me, is better than Saliba. You can also pick Pacho of PSG, better than Saliba. So, what are you saying, Saliba being the best centre-back in the world? Come on, man. Even in Arsenal, Saliba is not the best centre-back. Picasso says, I've called you Nobski many times before. Well, you British people are very, very good at giving people nicknames. So I am not surprised. I am not surprised. One bit. Troll BOT says, Gabriel better than Vidic. Gabriel Mogales is not even up to the level to lace Nemanja Vidic's boot. That is to tell you the levels. There are different levels in defending. Yeah, he's nowhere near it. There is no current defender aside Van Dijk. Even though I know that Vidic is better than Van Dijk, right? There is no current defender playing football right now that you can use to compare to Nemanja Vidic. The only defender you can bring close, to Nemanja Vidic is Virgil van Dijk, and Vidic is better than Van Dijk, 100%. So I don't understand all these Arsenal fans that are typing Gabriel is better than Nemanja Vidic, Saliba is better than Rio Ferdinand. I don't know what you guys are on about. I really don't understand. You're talking about Nemanja Vidic, the only defender to win 2 PFA awards in the Premier League. And you look, come on. Sometimes Arsenal fans, most Arsenal fans, not all of them, most Arsenal fans are very, very fond of this. They just want to trigger opposition fans and they will just say crazy stuff and they would want you to react in a certain way. It's really, really crazy how some of you guys think. To say, first, Gabriel, you are saying Gabriel is better than Nemanja Vidic. Nemanja Vidic, who for me, if you're talking about the greatest defenders in the Premier League history, Vidic has to be in there. And the amount of disrespect Nemanja Vidic gets is baffling. Seriously, it is. And for me, as a Man United fan, I love Rio Ferdinand very, very well. I think Rio is definitely getting in my second all-time 11 in football, right? My Premier League 11, when it comes to the centre-back in the history of the Premier League, I have Vidic as number 1 on that list in the defense. Then John Terry as number 2. I don't want to be biased. I would have gone with Rio and Vidic. But because of what I saw John Terry do over the years I watched him. I watched John Terry for How many years? I watched him right from 2000 and was it 2003 or 2002. I've watched John Terry play football for more than 12, 15 years. So I know John Terry's quality, right? So I don't want to sound biased. That's why I don't want to go Vidic and Ferdinand, right? Because I know if you pick Vidic and Ferdinand, you're not wrong. If you pick Vidic and John Terry, you're also not wrong, in my opinion. So that's why I don't want to put two Man United players in that central defense of all time. I love JT. JT and Vidic are the type of defenders I love. They can go all out. They can smash the hell out of you. They can score. They can defend. They can put their heads on the line to stop a goal from entering. Those are the type of defenders I like. How many defenders now can do it? How many defenders in this current generation can do that? Van Dijk is a different type of defender. He's the type of defender that doesn't like to go into battles. He likes to stay back and allow someone like either Matip or Konate do the marking for him, and he's just a sweeper. That's what Van Dijk used to do. Even currently, he does it. But the likes of Vidic, the likes of John Terry, these guys go in 1v1 with you. You see them going on challenges, like very brutal. Those are the type of defenders I love, right? And that's why I said, in this current generation of footballers, of defenders that are still playing the game, the only person you can bring close to comparing with Rio Ferdinand, Nemanja Vidic, John Terry, and Sergio Ramos, let me add Ramos in that conversation, right, is only Van Dijk. That is the only defender that you can bring close. I am not saying Van Dijk is better. These Ramos, Ferdinand, Vidic, and John Terry, in my opinion, they are better than Van Dijk, right? I'm not saying that they are levels. Like, let me take it that these guys I mentioned are in this level. Van Dijk is just a bit behind them. But Saliba, Gabriel, you are talking about is like very beneath all these guys, levels below them. So I don't know what you Arsenal fans are on about, honestly. It is very, very peculiar with Arsenal fans. They are fond of this. They always want to come out and say crazy stuff and want to get reactions. I don't understand how most of you people analyze the game, seriously. Let me see. Mariam says, I'm older than you, 6 years old, AM edit. Jasim says, ignore troll bots. He's probably zero. He has probably zero ball knowledge. Yeah, like sometimes when certain people just come out and say stuff, it's just crazy. White Roses says, hello, Noble. Good to see you. Yeah, thank you very much, White Roses. How's the weather in the US? Nice to have you back, Roses. Jasim says, so you grown women, Mariam, just asking, that's all. Picasso says, Trollbot is a silly Billy. Honestly, it's just crazy. It's only Arsenal fans you can see say those things. Nothing says Van Dijk best centre back of this decade. Yes, I can agree with that. If you're saying in the last 10 years, right? Between 2016, I think between 2016 to this very moment, you can say Van Dijk is the best, right? I don't have a problem with that. But okay, Ramos started playing before Van Dijk, and he's actually older than Virgil van Dijk. So for me, Ramos is better than Van Dijk. But Ramos' era was before Van Dijk. Van Dijk is very much close to the end of his game now. So Ramos, I wouldn't want to put Ramos in the same generation as Virgil van Dijk. I will put Ramos towards the Nemanja Vidic side, even though Vidic and Rio Ferdinand with John Terry are older than Ramos, right? But you know, they played Vidic and Rio Ferdinand with John Terry played a lot against Sergio Ramos. So, but Van Dijk came later on. So, Van Dijk in his own generation, for me, he's the best centre-back in his generation. Not only in England, in the whole world, Virgil van Dijk is the best of his generation. As she says, oh my God, some insane comparison. Yeah, it's insane, bro. AM Edit says, Saka better than Messi in fantasy world. Jasim says, even 14-year-old is smarter than Troll, but this man got to be kidding. Yeah, I think he's just trying to get some attention. That's what this is all about, because you can't tell me you be in your right senses and you make such comments. Come on, man. Except you just want to troll people. Well, that's his name, by the way. That's his name. Picasso says, Rio and Vidic was perfect partnership. They complemented each other. Yes, that was why those two guys, I would have to go for them as if the best centre-back pairing in the world. If you're talking about the best centre-back pairing, Rio and Vidic for me are the best. But if you're talking about all-time 11, you have to take one out and bring in another. That's why for me, in my all-time 11, I have Maldini and Nemanja Vidic as my all-time 11 centre-backs. Terry deserves to be there. Ramos deserves to be there. Ferdinand deserves to be there. Beckenbauer as well deserves to be there. And Baresi, right? The late Baresi that died a few weeks ago. But for me, Vidic, there's just something about his game that made me put him ahead of many of these guys, honestly. As she says, Arsenal are taking over chat, people. Nothing says, honestly, Czech is best goalkeeper of Premier League. Czech has the most clean sheets in the history of the Premier League. That's a fact. But I have Czech as my top 3. Yeah. Peter Schmeichel for me is number 1. Van der Sar is number 2. Then Czech for me is number 3. I know some people might have Czech as their number 1. I quite understand that, because if you're looking at the goalkeeper with the most clean sheets, I think he has over, maybe someone can correct me, he has over 200 clean sheets, Peter Cech. And that's not an easy feat to achieve. It's not. Mariam says Mohamed Salah. All right, guys, let's get the likes up. Let's get the likes up. Picasso says Terry and Carvalho was great partnership too. Yes, they had a very good partnership, but their partnership didn't last for a very, very long time. Their partnership didn't last for like 8-9 years. It was for a short while. But their partnership, that period between 2005, 2006, 2007, I think they had about 3-4 solid years together. 3-4 solid years together. Nothing says Jasim Czech is best goalkeeper of Premier League. I can debate for lifetime. Jasim says Mohamed is legend for Liverpool, the Egyptian king. Yeah. Mohamed Salah is not only a Liverpool legend, he's a Premier League legend. 100%. He's a Premier League legend. So for me, he's a phenomenal player. Uzbekistan says Penaldo's song is Give Me Freedom, Give Me Fire, Give Me Uzbekistan, or I retire. Picasso says Giggs would play as a right-sided inside forward like Mo Salah does now. Giggs would have destroyed his records, play right winger rather than left midfield. Giggs played different positions from that midfield up to the front. Whether it's midfield, left winger, right winger, and sometimes he switches into behind the striker position. So Giggs, because he played football up to 40 years. Yeah, he played football up to 40. So Giggs was switching his position all through the years. He had very, very good longevity. Very, very good longevity in football. Intergalactic says, needing now left back at United. Dogu, more like a wing. Shaw, not good enough. Yeah, Luke Shaw for me is not good enough. I need a left back. If Man United don't want to sign more players, they can just give us only 2. Ideally, we need 4 at Man United, but If they can just get me only 2 players, one left back, one defensive midfielder, then we can get started with the new season. But Man United cannot end this transfer window without getting more players in. It's not going to be nice. It's not. Once 1 or 2 injuries hit now, everywhere will be open. As she says, nah, I can't take this. Saka not on Son level. Yeah, he's just trying to get a reaction. That's all this is about. That Arsenal fan is just trying to get a reaction. Honestly. Johnson Kehinde says hi. Johnson, nice to have you on the channel. Kehinde. Are you connecting from Nigeria or you're outside of Nigeria? Kehinde. Jasim says, Uzbekistan, you sure go check Ronaldo goals, how much he had. Troll BOT says, Henry Claire's Rooney. Oh my God. Nothing says, CR7 didn't FK Uzbekistan, bro, stay calm. Rudy Comac, welcome back, man. Nice to have you back. Jasim says, yes, nothing, he is Indian. Guys, I need everyone to hit the like button. I have just a few minutes left to be on the live stream, so please, I need everyone to hit the like button. I'll be back for the live watch along we have for the Chelsea game and also the Man United game. And I'll try to do the La Liga game we have today. One of the La Liga games. We have Deportivo Alaves against Getafe. That's the first La Liga game of the season. So I'll try my best to do a live watch along for that game. So that's 3 watch alongs for today. Tomorrow we have 1 watch along, the Community Shield between Arsenal versus Man City. Ranger says like and subscribe. Thank you very much, Ranger. Welcome back. Yo guys, let's get the likes up. We have 11 people on the stream. So please, I need everyone to hit the like button. Let's get the likes up, guys. Let's get it up. Nothing says Jasim, you girl or boy. Uzbekistan says, Jasim, your country also never went to World Cup. So, Troll BOT says, India not even in top 100. Is it in football? Now, in football, India is nowhere close when it comes to football. That's one area India needs to work on. They are sporting, especially football. They are good in cricket. I don't know about hockey. I don't know if India is good with hockey, but I know if you're talking about cricket, India is #1. Yeah, you can talk about India and other countries, but for football, India is nowhere to be found there. Mariam Abdul Rahim says, Nobu. Yes, Mariam, I'm here. All right, guys, I want us to get the likes to 20. We are currently on 13 likes. I want us to get the likes to 20 so I can end the live stream. I want us to get the likes to 20. 7 more likes, guys. I want to end the live stream in about 2 minutes. So let's get the likes up to 20. 7 more likes, guys. Let's get it on. 7 more likes to 20. Let's get it going, guys. Mariam says, Noble, my English teacher, how are you? I'm doing great. I'm doing good, Mariam. Reluctant Gamer. It's been a while, man. Welcome back, Reluctant Gamer. Nice to have you back. Guys, I need 7 more likes. Let's get the likes to 20. I want to end the live stream, but I want us to hit 20 likes before I end it. Reluctant Gamer, it's been a very long time, bro. Mariam says, guys, let's get the likes up to 20. Yes, guys, let's get the likes up to 20. 7 more likes to go, guys. If you're just joining, like and subscribe for those who are new to the channel. Menebo Confidence Barry Bena says, good morning and happy weekend. Thank you very much, Confidence. Where are you connecting from? Menebo Confidence Barry Bena. Are you Nigerian? That last name, Barry Bena, sounds pretty much like a South name, Niger Delta name. Which country are you from? Are you from Nigeria? Confidence Barry Bena. And happy weekend to you as well. Jasim says India has lots ego when they started winning. Uzbekistan says I'm already better than Penaldo. Why would I want to chase Penaldo, worst player? You are just a Ronaldo hater, so I don't expect anything much from you as regards that. Mariam says, I heard they bring an apple for the teacher, so I brought you one. Is that an apple or an... Is it okay? It looks like a tomatoes. It doesn't look like an apple, Mariam. Jasim says, Uzbekistan, go chase him. You're talking about him so much. Yeah, he sleeps and dreams about Ronaldo. He walks and he talks about Ronaldo. He eats and talks about Ronaldo. He cannot stop talking about Ronaldo. It's just what it is, man. Mariam says, calm down, guys. Leave Ronaldo alone. Ronaldo has actually resumed training for Al Nassr. Menebo Confidence says, I'm from River State. Yes, I thought as much because that last part of your name, Baripena, that Baripena gave me a South vibe. Nice to have you on the channel, Confidence. Are you Ikwere? Are you Ikwere or Igbo? Which one? Is okay, Ikwere people say they are not Igbo now. I think there is Ijo, there is Ikwere, and which other tribe in River State. Nice to have you on the channel, Confidence. Mariam says, look, Noble, I brought you an apple and a tomato so you can see the difference between them. Okay. Yeah, I can see the difference now. Yeah. That time you sent it first, it pretty much looked like a tomato, but having both on the same sentence made it clearer now. Jasim says, Uzbekistan guy, his haircut is good. Uzbekistan says, it looks like camel poop hair. This guy, this Uzbekistan guy, I have a feeling, I don't know if this Uzbekistan guy is CR7 because he talks pretty much like him. Confidence says from Ogoni Kingdom. Okay, yeah, I know Ogoni. Yeah, Ogoni land. Which team do you support, Confidence? Nice to have you on the channel. Really nice to have you. I have a couple of people from Rivers on my channel. Yeah, Nigerians are beginning to join my channel. When I started newly a couple of months ago, I barely had much Nigerians, just a couple of them. But recently, I've been having more Nigerians join than they were before. So it's nice to have you on the channel, Confidence. Mariam says, Uzbekistan, I feel that Ronaldo comes into your dream even when you are awake. That is it. He thinks, he drinks, everything he does is Ronaldo. Everything he says in the comment section, every single time he joins the live stream, it's all Ronaldo, nothing else. That's why he had to change his name to Uzbekistan. Every time he comes and brings up Ronaldo and Uzbekistan. Nothing says, why are you telling about someone else's country? Who is that? Uzbekistan says, R9 is real Ronaldo. Cristiano is Cristiano Ronaldo. I agree with Thierry Henry. Ball knowledge, Noah. Anyway, guys, I have to end the live stream here. I will be back for the Chelsea game, Man United game, and also the Getafe game against Deportivo Alaves. Yeah, I'll be back later for the game. Chelsea will be playing their last preseason game today. Man United will be playing their last preseason game today. And I also think Tottenham Hotspur. I think Spurs are also playing their last preseason game today. So many teams are going to be wrapping up their preseason journey today or tomorrow to prepare for the season that is starting next weekend. Confidence says, my blood is red, so are Manchester United fans. Correct, Confidence. United for life. yeah, hopefully we are going to have a very, very successful season under Carrick. This is the first time in a very long while I'm going into a new season fully confident in the manager and in the squad. Yes, I know we still have areas that we need improvement. Center back, left back, and midfield. Probably one attacker. I think we need to improve those areas, but this is the first time in a very, very long while I'm going into the new season very, very confident. Anyway, guys, I'll see you all later this afternoon in UK time for the Chelsea game, Man United game later on. I hope you guys enjoy the rest of your day. And please, if you're new to the channel and you're yet to subscribe, kindly do us a favor by hitting the like button and also subscribe to the channel. See you all later for the Chelsea and Man United game. Take care.